What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. We're going to be starting at Bitcoin here on the one-day time frame. What I want to do today, guys, was kind of look at the previous all-time high that we broke up through, and now we've fallen back below that. And in the days to come here, it's very important that we go up and break through that area and turn it into support. We don't want that acting as resistance for several days, because the longer that you trade underneath that, the more difficult it is for us to break over top of it. So it's important that in the next few days we get over top of the area of 63,641 is going to be my area, and that's from the previous all-time high back in April 14th. We're going off the candle body close right up in this range here, so you can see that we've actually fallen back below that, and now what we're looking to do is find support at roughly about $59,000 is what we got down to, and we want to see a nice strong move back up to challenge this level. So it's going to be important in probably the next day or two that we get up above that and then eventually try to challenge that $67,000. Now, right now, guys, there's some things that I don't like going on, but there's also a lot of bullish things going on for Bitcoin right now. I'm still a Bitcoin bull. I'm still sitting in my positions right now, but I didn't like to see this bearish engulfing candle coming in for Bitcoin, so this was definitely a sign of caution here, and it came on above average volume. So we always want to watch the volume, because if this is heavy volume and then this reaction that we get up is on light volume, so basically we have something that looks like this. So we go up, we test this level, then we potentially could go down to some lower levels, and we'd start looking at, $53,000, right back to this previous area. That was resistance that we broke up through. So you always have to watch for that little move back to the upside on light volume, and then another slam to the downside before we potentially got moving again. So if that 59,000 doesn't hold, we're going to look down to 57,588, and then it's going to be down around, I'd put it about $55,000. Are going to be the areas that I want to see hold for Bitcoin. So we got plenty of time today, and what we're going to do is look at the 4-hour time frame so we can get a little bit more detail here on Bitcoin. So if we look at our cipher, money flow still is in the green right here, so that's looking good. VWAP has fallen to the downside, so we definitely want to keep an eye on that. We're at negative 9.87. If we take a look at our relative strength, we're at 62, so we have cooled down, which is a nice thing. We have plenty of room here now on the RSI, guys, if we do make a nice strong move to maybe potentially go up and challenge that previous all-time high of $67,000, then maybe that's $70,000. Okay, so if we get into the 4-hour here, so it was nice, this dump did cool everything off, but it's been pretty heavy. You can see the volume that we're watching here. So we had heavy volume to the downside, right? Light volume to the upside, heavy volume to the downside, and now we're actually having a little bit better volume here that came in roughly at about 59, we'll call it $60,000 is when we got a nice stick of buying pressure there, and then we've just been moving up and it's been on weaker volume. Okay, guys, so we could still have another push to the downside here that you just need to be aware of. But for me right now, I'm trusting the overall trend, and I do believe that in the weeks to come here, we're going to be going higher than $67,000. That's just my gut opinion, guys. It's not financial advice. Just for me right now, I am holding my positions, and I'm patiently waiting. My positions are in profit, so it's not always the best to see some of your profit going away when you're holding through one of these, but I am anticipating higher levels for Bitcoin here as we approach the end of the year. That's just what I'm looking for. So on the 4-hour time frame, what's nice, we did get a green dot on our cipher. We like to see that. Relative strengths at 44. VWAP crossed back to the positive there. Money flow is in the red, so we got to keep an eye on all that. But this is an area we definitely want to hold here as we try to go back up and test some of these higher levels for Bitcoin. So if we go back to the one-day time frame and we take a look here for the technicals overall on the one-day time frame, we have a 3 sell, a 10 neutral, 13 buy, oscillators, 1 sell, 9 neutral, and a 1 buy. Moving averages looking strong. If we turn those on, we're up above the 50 and the 200, and we have gapped away from them quite a bit here. So many times you can get pulled back into those things, so just really watch these support areas in the days and weeks to come. Okay, so that's going to be Bitcoin, guys. You like me covering that, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. None of this financial advice. And then we're going to be moving into Ethereum here. And for ETH, still just letting these positions ride. Right now we're at $4,100, so looking good there. So the main thing is we cooled off on heavier volume, guys. So same deal, we're watching that as we have this candle close today. Later today, we want to see good volume, at least above, or we'll call it at least average to slightly above average volume is what we're going to be looking for there. If we close this candle how it is, that would be a bullish engulfing candle, which would be a nice one that could potentially get us to move to the upside. We'd have to get over top of about $4,200, then it's going to be up to around that $4,400 for Ethereum, but we're still putting in those higher lows here. This would be a higher low, go up and try to set a higher high is what we'd be looking for. But the main thing is just going to be that volume profile. I didn't like like to see how big a volume we had there, and also these Christmas tree wicks up here. You can see the last time we had a wick that large, we had a big drop after that. And this here, we dropped, and then we bounced up kind of what we're doing right here, and then we actually dropped to lower levels. So we're definitely going to be watching the volume and see what happens, but right now I'm still sitting in my positions, being patient, looking for higher levels in the days to come. So if we take a look here at our cipher, we have a negative 2.54, and that's going to be on the VWAP. Money flows in the green, so that's looking good. And we did get a red dot that came in here. Let me see. Guys, 1 second. My mouse is being a little crazy on me. All right. So we had a red dot, and that came in yesterday. So that came in roughly at about $3,900. Then we've got a little buying pressure since then. Relative strength at 64. That's looking pretty good. You can see that's moving to the upside there. If we take a look at the technicals, on the 1 day time frame, we have a 1 sell, a 10 neutral, 15 buy, oscillator, 0 sell, 9 neutral, and a 2 buy. Moving averages 1 sell, 1 neutral, and a 13 buy. But there's been a lot of stuff I've been looking at, guys, like Google Trends and things like that, and we haven't had that retail FOMO yet, and that to me makes me think that down the road here we're actually going to be looking at some higher levels. But we got warning signs, like we said, these long wicks up here. We got some red dots that are warning us the volume profile a little bit. So we do have to keep our eye on things day by day here, and we have to see how they adapt. And then if I change anything, I'll keep you guys updated. So that's going to be Ethereum. If you're here for ETH, let me know down low. And then also, guys, let me know if you've been trading Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, what coins you're in. I'd love to hear your guys' bags as well. All right, so Litecoin next. Let's take a look at Litecoin. It's nice to see that some of the altcoins have been holding up relatively well as Bitcoin was going down. So for Litecoin, we want to hold this green uptrend. I'm actually going to get this out of our way just so you can see the candles a little bit better. But if we step back here, guys, take a look at this. Okay, so we've had our massive fall. We really haven't recovered from that. We've almost had this just huge, almost double bottom type deal. Obviously, this is a little bit higher, but that'd be almost like a massive higher low if this was a push up, higher low, and now we're trying to go make some higher levels there. We need to get over top of about $200, that round psychological number. We need to get up above that, and then it would be up challenging our previous high of around 215, and then up to that 232. If we can break through 232, that's when we can really get a nice strong move to the upside, because of how far and how fast we fell on this backside. Many times you can make it up on the opposite side, but this is still in an uptrend here that's looking pretty good. We would like a daily candle close up above this 200 moving average, which is going to be in white there, so we want to see this area defended. That's going to be about $188 for Bitcoin there. Okay, so if we take a look at our cipher here, VWAP is to the downside. We're -5, so we definitely got to keep an eye on that. Money flow is still in the green, and we did get a warning red dot, which came in, let's see here, guys, this would have been yesterday at about $190. So we're trying to basically just change that and move it back to the upside, with the relative strength sitting at about 60 right now. So that's looking pretty good, guys. I would draw a trend line here just so you can watch this uptrend, make sure we stay up above it, see if we have a candle close up above this 200. If we do, that could be our higher low, and then we go up and push for some higher levels. So if you're here for Litecoin, guys, smash up that like button. You guys are awesome. You're always the one leading this channel. I'm going to continue to put these videos out. If you like that, and just put Litecoin down low. I love you all. God bless. Take care. Watch out for the scammers. It's never me.